Hello, everybody. It's been 420 here because everything I do, it's 420. Oh, where to start? So I will say this before Joe gets here. He may not get here. But if everybody could send some prayers his way, he both have been having some, let's just say, not the easiest week in the world in our lives, but that's okay, because when you have a bad week, that means a good week is right around the corner. And that's literally what I believe and what I know for a fact happens. Had a great discussion today with the other company, the company that we are starting and launching, which is already launched, by the way. But had a great discussion today due to that company, and it was actually it was nice and refreshing, because I think that, how do I say it? Most people view companies in one light. And what I mean by that is a company is a company, right? And so when they hear the word company, there's an automatic stigma of it being for the company, if that makes any sense, right? The company is for the company, and that's what usually, unfortunately, that is typically the mantra, right? What's best for the company. I'm sure some will remember Office Space. That was one of the first ones I thought that was one of the first ones I remember really showing the whole concept come to light, right? And that is, is this good for the company? And don't get me wrong, I mean, I think that you should, if you work for a company, then you should definitely worry about whether it's good for the company. But see, my take and what I'm trying to cultivate in this crazy world that we live in is this good for the customer, right? Is this good for people, really? Because I even hate the word customer, right? Customer. I mean, it doesn't even sound, that's not, I'm dealing with people, right? That's what I'm dealing with. And I'm dealing with this too. I found this little booger. I'm sure some of y'all have seen them. Very cool little piece called from Randy's. It looks just like a tobacco, right? Oops, not that hard. I'm just doing it. Difficulty, but then that's hidden inside. So. Happy Friday to you, sir. Good to see you from the Zealand. Another week is officially over, which is, it's good. That's all there is to it. I mean, even when it's always good, the end of the week is always good, at least in mine, because no matter what, the week is over. So if it was horrible, it's over. If it was great, it's over. If it's horrible, then it's over, and you go and relax and prepare yourself for a better week. If it's great, then you celebrate that, right? And have a good weekend and prepare yourself for a better week. Or just another good week, right? Either way, it really is fine either way. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that, and I do mean that. What would be really nice if one day all these collectives, if we could, and I don't want to give my idea away. So let's just say I think it would be really cool if we found a way to get together live, find a good spot on the earth and be like, let's all meet here in 2025. Yeah, that sounds like a good. So 2025 add up to 9. 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 5 is 9. So in numerology, you take it down to the base number. And it's the sum of all the numbers until you get down. It's not so. Let's say you have 9,835,000. Blah, blah, blah. You add that up. That's going to be probably a two-digit number, or possibly even a 3, and then you just do the process again until you get down to a single digit. Because all numbers boil down to 1 through 9. There is 0. Yep, I know. 0 is the hero. So, wouldn't it? That would be dope, right? I think so. And if we plan it where, what I mean by plan it, like truly plan it, instead of saying let's do this week, nobody's gonna fucking be able to do it. Even if you say let's do it next year, like we're talking about having to get tickets somewhere, right? Although I have a couple other ideas. So, you should truly, if you haven't already, bro, you should hit me up on Discord and friend request me so that we can chat back and forth. And if we already have, remind me of what your name is there so that I can fucking remember, because I have a stoner memory, brother. And my coffee's getting cold. There we go. So let's talk about the week for a minute. Was it good? Was it bad? Right? For me, is that your name? Explanation Discord? Is that seriously a name? Because that's fucking hysterical. I love it. I'm just making sure that I'm reading correctly, and what I mean by that is, assuming that is what you go by over there. Oh, my bad. If you look me up on there, I'm pretty sure it's the same as everywhere, and I remove the number so I can have a server, Spirit of 420. Plus, if you send a message in UGC, then you can also send me a message and just tag me, and I believe it is just Spirit of 420, no spaces. I think so. Yep. No, that's yeah. I don't care where you watch me. I'm fine with it. I've seen you on YouTube before, Vital. Isn't this NZ, right? I am getting it right. Like I remember, or am I getting it wrong and I've totally fucked up? Make sure, because you're in New Zealand. Is that correct? Or did I get that name mixed up? Because I know what your name is on. Maybe I. Wow, I'm just feeling horrible right now. I'm waiting for you to give me the answer. I thought, yes. Oh my God. Yes. You're here too, NZ. I do apologize. For some reason, I thought Vital Skills. I saw the Z. And yeah, dude, I am so. That's just funny. I've taken too much kratom and I've smoked too much marijuana. I hope y'all are all laughing your fucking ass off right now, because this is the time to be laughing at Spirit, which gives you good spirit. Love you, Joe. That was my alarm going off. Because I am such a stoner and my bad memory, you want a little piece of information about me, which I think is funny. I actually have alarms set to brush my fucking teeth. Because it's not that I don't brush my teeth. In fact, I have 0 cavities. Doctor said my teeth are going to last me my life. So, the way that I keep them, I'm going to avoid periodontal, whatever the fuck it is, that disease up there with your gums, right? But I don't remember to brush them. That's the funniest thing. All right, here we go. Where was it? Yeah. Yeah. Yes, it does happen. Thank you for being cool about it. It is just life. I was literally talking about that to somebody else the other day. Hey, Joe. I saw it. I hadn't put it up there. Oh, what's up, Tom? Nice to see you in here, sir. Cheers. And last but not least, there we go. Here it is. I'm starting it now. So I know y'all might not have heard at the beginning, but I just want to throw it out there again. If you can send some extra to Joe and myself, just put out some prayers and positive vibes for us. We have had a tough week, but it is over. That is the reality. And to get back on track, what I was going to say is, my week, it wasn't all horrible, right? So I want to state that right out of the beginning, because it's never all bad. Okay? It had its ups and downs. It was one of those weeks that at the end, it was one of those. So to me, that in of itself already makes it not nearly as bad of a week as I probably made it sound. Ha ha! See how stoned now? I forgot where my coffee is. Did you hear the heat? Yeah, that's where it is, being heated up. So I've had shitty weeks. So let me just say that. I'm not saying that doesn't ever happen, but it's extremely rare that the week is bad all week, like every day. This one was close in the sense that I was dealing with the same challenge. So, I have this business and I have it on Shopify. They have literally paused giving me my money. Okay, with taking money from the people that shop with me, and they're okay with me making up mailing or making up shipping labels so I can mail it out. They just don't want to give me the money anymore. They say I'm under a standard review that's supposed to take 2 days, but it started Tuesday at around 1 p.m. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's what I say to Shopify. And it's going to go in most likely to the weekend. And I have been doing a lot of research. And I can tell you this, I'm going to find something else. That's all there is to it. I am going to find something else. If I have to pay somebody to build the site or offer and what I mean by that is like, going to WordPress and just build it from the ground up, because all that Shopify to me is a site and a shopping cart. I mean, don't get me wrong. When I say all, that's everything you need. Plus they also offer a payment solution, but they are not the only game in town. And this is just interesting tidbit. All right. A 1.5 is their Trustpilot. A 1.5. The funny thing is, as soon as you get a store with them, you want to know what the things they throw in your face. Hey, get Trustpilot. Blah blah blah. Yeah, Shopify has nearly 2,000 ratings, and they're getting a 1.5, and it's the same shit, y'all. To me, it seems illegal because they literally they're shutting people's stores down. And here's the worst part about it. This all started basically right when the pandemic hit, because I was opening up a store with them in 2020, like January, February, and you had a number you could call, right? Call a number and get help and get understanding of what's going on. That's gone. It's gone to purely chat, like so many other places I've done. And on top of that, the people you're chatting with they're fucking stupid. I mean, we're talking some of the dimmest lights out there, and they're kept in the dark. So when, for instance, I've been on the chat a few times, I'm like, why is this happening? Not one person can give me a reason as to why this has happened. And what's funny is starting at Tuesday to Thursday, I couldn't even buy shipping labels. So it wasn't until Thursday that I could buy shipping labels again, purchase them through the thing in order to get people's product home. They just don't care, and they do it repeatedly. They're a Canadian company, which, no offense, but if this is the way that they're treating Americans, fuck Canada. Like, because this is just so. I have an LLC, which means I have an EIN number. Also have, I'm registered with both the state as well as the city for sales tax and that kind of thing, right? All my ducks are in a row. There is reason for them to A, review me, and B, for it to take now going on 4 days. Tomorrow at 1 will be 4 days on a Saturday. Now, what do you think they're gonna remove the thing. I am thankful everything happens for a reason. So the first thing I'll tell you is, I'm still able to fulfill orders. So that makes me happy in and of itself. B, I'm absolutely looking for a different solution. So I will say this: if any of y'all do know one, feel free to message me and be like, hey, try this or try that. Oh yeah. And again, I look like this, Tom. It is all for a reason. I'd rather it happen now in the early days, because some of the horror stories we're reading with them is where, like one guy, went from living 5,000 days to $10,000 days, right? Which is fucking phenomenal if you're selling anything. And they shut him down. It's horror story after horror story of people. I feel truly right now, I feel, not so bad because I even close to 5,000. I'm still a new fledged company and it hasn't gotten there yet. But the reality is I now know what I need to do and how I'm going to move forward. Right. And truly, to me, it's a lot better because I've already dealt with this and I see who they are. This was like the fourth rag. And it really should have already been done. But I will tell you this, they got me with their, and it's always this, folks. I'm new and I'm trying to spend as low as I can. The first 3 months with Shopify, regardless of your plan, is $1 a month. What the fuck? It seemed the obvious choice with so many stores running on Shopify. Plus, it does make people comfortable. It's like having PayPal on there. When you know you're on a Shopify store and you have Shopify payments available to you, that makes a lot of people just less skeptical. Unfortunately, they're a shit company. Oh yeah, I will be doing, the one thing is with Etsy, you open up within their platform, but get this, Etsy has shut people down too. We were reading about it. The difference is Etsy, again, they're shutting a store within their platform down. They're not shutting your main website down, right? Like also we're registering and because we now have an application number for a trademark in the United States. Once we have that, then we can move forward with different programs, one of which is Amazon brand registry. So, the whole point of what I was getting to there, just to let you know, wasn't that Tom who said that? No, NZ. My goal is to have multiple stores. I have just been, if you haven't heard, I've not only been busy, but I've been depressed. I have been depressed, and I'm doing it. I'm not getting off at all. Funny enough, and I'll be really gut level honest. I haven't done anything so much that just last night, I had a wet dream. That's like, are you fucking kidding? That's like the fifth one I've had in my life. Why? Because I'm so depressed that I'm not sleeping with my wife. And quite frankly, that is just hurting. But if I don't do that long enough, you get a buildup. I don't care what anybody says. Wet dreams only happen for one reason, because you have so much in you, it needs to come out, and the body does it while you're dreaming. It's just the simple truth of it. And this one was wicked. If you want to hear the dream, say I, and I'll tell you the dream because it was crazy. But on a side note, yes, I want to do Etsy. Quite frankly, I want to do eBay because eBay has the buy it now program. So all you got to do is register and put those things up. And every single one, there's Bonanza. They all have their audience. Some of them, all of them have a certain percentage of in-house shoppers, is what I call them, right? Shoppers who really just shop there. Like Amazon has a ton of people that won't even look anywhere else because they're Prime and they know they can trust it. I am one of those that I'm very skeptical when I shop outside of Amazon, right? What I do is I usually, and I'll tell you this, I think this matters. what I will do actually is when I find somebody on Amazon, I'll go and see if they have their own independent website, and that tells me a lot about them. It's right there, right? That actually, to me, that helps trust. I still buy through Amazon. Why? Because I get 30 days, dude. Like if I don't like it, I'll just fucking pack it up and send it back. It's no hassle. It's literally no hassle. That's why I'm with Amazon. Now, back to the point. You got Google Shopping. You got Etsy, eBay, Bonanza. I already mentioned that one. I'm leaving obviously Amazon. I'm leaving so many off that I'm just not thinking of right now. But ultimately, the goal is to be in each place that you have to be independent, because again, like eBay has the ability to open up a store within their platform, right? And that's the biggest hassle, just so you know, is the time it takes to set up a store. We had somebody would be a millionaire if they had they might already have it. I'm actually going to look now because this sounds like very reasonable to have. But basically, something that will export my store and import it into another store. That would be awesome. All right, serious? All right, heat up. Well, I do have this. There you go. So, multiple platforms, multiple audiences. But no, that would be a good piece of software. Just a migration to migrate from one place to the other and be able to do it with, like, basically essentially a click of the button, and then you have a review of making sure that everything is transferring over. And these, that would be, yeah. I'm going to look into that. I'm telling you. So another brick in the wall. Maybe now you see why I named tonight's show that, right? This week has been one of those weeks where the moment that I get back up, something happens that kicks my ass and knocks me down, right? And all I can say is, when you're in it, it's very difficult. I had another buddy, and it wasn't you, Joe. I had another buddy, and if he's watching or he watches later, it's okay to die. It's a good buddy of mine. He'll be on the show again soon. But he was having just a horrible day. Horrible. Like one of those days where you literally, it's not, when I say that you're not, I don't mean you're actually suicidal, but you have the thought of maybe it's better to just fucking not be here, right? And when you have one of those days, man, that's you're having a dog day. And I get that. And I tried to remind him, the one thing I think it really helped, because he said it did. So being transparent, I gave him some advice, and it absolutely worked. And I was like, just think about it. Someone right now. You do. It's okay. I was like, someone right now who is having a worse day and a worse moment. And if you don't, think about some of the most basic things. You have a home. You're not homeless. You have a woman. You're not loverless, right? You have love and you have shelter. That's within a ton of people. And we're talking millions. People don't know how many homeless there are in this, what's the word? It is world, but trying to come up with something else. Maybe just as simple as this crazy world. What time is it? Oh, by the way, I cannot for very long tonight. The wife gets off here in a little bit. And I also have to go buy a dispatch, but I'm probably going to put that off at this point. I have the cards. I'm out of wax. So I have like, here, I'll show you. By the way, there's the front of my wax. Come on. There we go. Gene, where were you? Oh, man. Showed you for a minute. That's ridiculous. Anyways, that's what I have left. That's going to not, come on. Oh, you suck, camera. I tried everything. It's maybe 2 dabs. Maybe 2. If I'll tell you this, if I was King Lucky, it's a dab. And it's not even a good one. That gives you an idea how much is left. So if you know King Lucky, watch his. Are you a fan of Bob's, Tom? I have been ever since it came out. Although I will say, last 2 or 3 seasons, and I started seeing it around 10, and then the movie kind of did it in for me. But they every show has its time, and yeah, you can say, yeah. I'll put it this way, man. The first 3 seasons, incredible. The next 3 seasons, pretty damn good. The next 3 seasons were good, but you had a couple of misses. Now, after season 10 and beyond, and after the movie, it's no different to me than Sins. And what I mean by that is they've done everything. I'm so sick of repetition. I don't know about you folks, but I'm so sick of it. And what I mean by repetition is this damn industry, the entertainment industry, can't even come up with fucking new ideas, man. It's all, I don't know if y'all saw this, but there's a fucking series called Interview with a Vampire. Yep. Are you kidding? Like, everything is a repeat. I can't even remember the other ones. And the sad thing is, sometimes I love it, but you got Juice too. You got, which is starring the same chick that stars in Wednesday, which is also a fucking sequel. Why can't you? Seriously, it doesn't. I have 1,000 new ideas, but I don't want to go into that industry. Those people are whack, dude. I'm serious. They all end up becoming lizard people. And if you don't know what that means, then look it up. And I'm not talking about some conspiracy theory. I'm talking about they all take to the knife. That's all there is to it. They've got to stay young. The same thing with these fucking billionaires. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but you have some fucking nutbags out there. They get this money, and then they somehow think that they are going to find a way to live forever. That dollar bill, all those credits in the bank, is going to extend their life, right? To the point where they don't ever die. I mean, literally, that is almost the goal of every single billionaire. Start to look at it. It's fucking whack. And you're like, dude, everybody like this. If you do find that, it's not going to be very good. Number one, I seriously, when I say this, I am not scared of death. I'm scared of dying because I don't want to go out gasping for air or something crazy like that. And it's very, very possible that I will. Just because the next flood might, right? What was I going to say? Oh, excuse me. Well, I lost my trophy of thought. That is a shame. We'll make it white then. Now it's going to change. I'm trying. I really am. If anybody wants to maybe remind me of what I was saying, that would be much appreciated. Or I'll just go ahead. I mean, it's been 30 minutes, so I might just call it quits if y'all can't give me just a reminder. No reminders. I was hoping there might be. Well, then I'll say this. Have a blessed week. And I mean it. Have a blessed week. Have a blessed evening. Tom, I love you. I love all you others too. NZ. Who else was in here? Vital Skills. I love all of you guys. And I don't know if Bob's watching. I love him too. I love all of you. And yes, Joe Dirt, I love you too, dude. I wasn't about to leave you out. What I will say is, as the weeks and months and years move on, just a simple thing to think about when you're at dark place. Just remember, somebody has it worse than you, and when you truly accept that and know it, I hate to say it, it's not pleasure in their misfortune. It's the reality that you now are more appreciative of where you are. Right? When you do comparisons, that allows you to go, okay, I have this and that is better. No, life isn't perfect. No, I'm still going to have a hard time. We're always going to have a hard time, because how would you know when you're having a good time? Like, you really, really must look at balance, because the balance, it gives you all the answers in my personal opinion. I think it's a fact. But more importantly, it explains all, and it's all within that symbol, which I think is right down here in the corner. That yin yang is, there's a reason that other people have said it's the answer to everything, and it really is. It's all right there. And here's their key, because people have been, I've been talking for a while, and I know, but here's the reality. Here's what I have learned, and this is a fact. I don't care what anybody says. Nobody has disputed me, not even my therapist and my doctors, just so you know. They're like, that's absolutely true. Doesn't matter what religion you are. Doesn't matter if you're religious at all. Doesn't matter if you're atheist, agnostic, have a religion or spiritual, whatever you call it, right? The key to life, it really is one thing. It really is. People try to break it down to this one simple thing. Love yourself. If you love yourself, everything will work itself out. If you truly love yourself, right? Because what will happen when you love yourself, and some of you may not have ever loved yourself. I know I didn't for years. I spent the first, well, we won't say the first 3 years because I wouldn't, but from age 4 until 50, I was trying to figure out how to love myself, right? But if you truly, 100%, truly love yourself, and you don't have to be in love with yourself. I'm not talking about ego. And there is different levels of love for yourself, because it sometimes, and many times, actually more times than not, you must learn to love yourself a little bit until you fully love yourself. And even when you do, I'm not saying life will be perfect. I said everything will work itself out, right? Because when you love yourself, you're just able to work it out. I can't describe that, it is, thanks, I appreciate it, Tom. It is proven, right? It's not just my attitude or my theory, but it doesn't matter what your station in life is, what your sexual orientation is. None of that shit matters, because if you do love yourself, then you will work it all out. And I can't say it any other way. You will always see a solution, because there is always a solution. One of the things that I personally have taken hold of is a saying called, if I'm not the problem, there is no solution. That doesn't mean that I'm a piece of shit, by the way. A lot of people say, yeah, that just means that. No. If I'm not the problem, there is no solution is literally hand in hand with love yourself. Only you have the ability to change you. Anything else is dominating and hurtful to somebody. If you are making somebody do something, you're either doing it at point knife, or you're doing it a little by little each day and fucking their head with some mental and emotional and most likely physical abuse. But if you understand the philosophy behind, if I'm not the problem, there is no solution, that means it is always within yourself to find the solution. You will do it, and only you. Now, does that mean that you might have to, once you find the solution, you may have to, what's the word? I think, was that Joe? Jay. All right, cool. I got your message. I will answer back afterward. When you understand that the solution lies within, and that typically happens, by the way, it's like a domino effect. That happens when you truly love yourself. You truly love yourself, then you realize that you got to look within for your problems. So the solution is always yourself, like, because it's always within you, right? And then that'll build. And that's all I can tell you. And what I mean by that is, start off with things small, right? Pick something about yourself that you absolutely know that you will love about yourself for the rest of your life, right? And tell yourself. Don't just say it in your head or anything. Like, literally go in the mirror and be like, I love you because of this, right? And little by little, you will get to the point you love yourself, and you will notice that once you do, you are able to work through any problem. There's always a solution. You are able to overcome any obstacle. You're also able to enjoy the highs even more, I have found, because you know that you did it. Once you take on this attitude and really, really take it, I don't want to say to the extreme because that's never good, but you take it to the point where, you're thinking about it all the time, right? There's nothing you cannot overcome. That's all there is to it. If I'm not the problem, there is no solution. And I love myself because one of the things I do, quite honestly, I love myself because I find the solution. I know the solution is within me. So I love myself for that. And I love all of you. I hope you'll have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Let's see, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So if all goes well, Tuesday and Thursday. And then I might possibly be streaming from somewhere special on Saturday. We'll just have to wait and see if that ends up working itself out the way I'm hoping it does. Also, we'll be having some new guests here soon. Got some people I've been talking to, and I think that they would really, really be great guests. There's one guy that I met, and y'all have to hear this. So, my son died at 22 in the year 22, right? I just met an individual that his son died in 21 at the age of 21, 1 year prior to Scott, which means they were born in the same. So it's everything happens for a reason. And I know that we are going to have great conversations and help each other. We have already bonded. That's a bond that the bond that I have with this guy is a bond I cannot describe. And it's only because I lost my son. So remember, it all happens for a reason. I no longer look at it. I actually look at it more like, instead of losing my son, I look at it as that the afterlife and the angels gained him. I truly do, because I know, and people can say I'm crazy, but I know he transcended into a guardian angel. All the signs are there. All the things add up. So that is a beautiful day, right? And today is the 13th. So that's 9 days away from the anniversary. And I was starting to get really down, but instead I'm going to get really happy because I'm celebrating who he is and who he was here and who he is now, right? Because again, he transcended. So that's something to celebrate. Love all you too, man. So I will be back on Tuesday for sure. And let's see what we talk about that day. I love all of you. Have a blessed weekend. Have a wonderful weekend. I truly mean that. I hope you have more fun than you could possibly imagine. But even if you have a down moment, just know that that's only a moment. This too shall pass. Our moment's coming right back around. Part of the reason I know that is because I love you, and you are an awesome, incredible individual, and you have a peace today. in this awesome, incredible thing called life. It's a puzzle. Your piece is just as important as anybody else. Love all you guys. Peace.
I switch here, I'm a strange fuck. Consist on ain't something I could say well. Throw my change into the wishing for a change well. Wish a day a swell life for the next come. And when the next come, pretend that it's the best one. Like I ain't even gonna try and say that to the next one.